Good morning. Let us begin with this mantra. You can repeat after me. Om Appayantu Mamangani Vak Prana Chakshu Sotra Matho Balam Indriyani Cha Sarvani Sarvam Brahmo Upanishadam Maham Brahma Nirakuryam Mama Brahma Nirakarod Anirakaranamastu Anirakaranam Mestu Atmani Nirateya Upanishatsu Dharmaste Mai Santu Te Mai Santu Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May my mind, limbs, speech, vital force, eyes, ear, all become strengthened so that I can feel and realize the Brahman. May I not deny Brahman, may not the Brahman deny me. May neither Brahman nor me deny each other. May all the virtues mentioned in the Upanishad manifest in me, who am trying sincerely to realize Brahman. Realizing Brahman means Brahma Drishti. And what is this Brahma Drishti? I see everything is a consciousness. Seeing everything, realizing everything is nothing but the consciousness that is called Brahma Drishti. Last Sunday, that we were reading from this Upanishad, and we learned through the anecdote of the Chatri is a great virtue. That is also, the Chatri means charity, is a great virtue, but must be done with humility and with no pride. Then there was a Poutrayan, the stories it goes. He always wanted that people should eat from his own place. And he was a king, he was a very rich man, and all over his country he developed the guest houses and free food. Anyone around there can come take food over there, and that was his joy. Everyone should eat from my place. So that is the only thing that he was having. He said that everyone should eat from my place. Now, there was then through the two birds that was flying one night, and one bird told another, hey, don't fly over that house. That is the house of the Putrayana, who is a very religious type of person, and he donates a lot of money. He feeds so many people, and because of that, one should not cross over that house. And his glory is reaching the heaven. Then the other bird said, oh, no, no, no. Nothing like that. You have not heard about the Raika? Raika is the knower of Brahman. Though he lives under the shadow of a cart, but is a Brahmagyani. And comparing with him, this Poutrayana is nothing. Now, through this dialogue, we can understand, unless and until we realize the Brahman, all this good work that we do is nothing actually. We are doing good work, should be done, but through the good work, we can reach up to the heaven. We are achieving something. After achieving something by performing something, we are coming back once again to this world. Again, we have to have our own journey. So, realizing Brahman is the ultimate. What is the realization of Brahman? The Brahman realization means that everything is nothing but the same consciousness. So, that is called the Brahma Drishti. The Raikya, hearing the conversation, and the king told, "Oh my God, is it? That somebody else is there who is more respected? I must learn from him." So he inquired, he somehow got him, and he gave him the presentation. The last Sunday we were discussing it. And then finally he said, "Well, I will tell you what is Brahman. Everything that you see is nothing but Brahman." That was the first part of the Brahma Drishti. Brahma Drishti, he sees everything as the Brahman. And today, the chapter 4th, section 4, a beautiful story that the Upanishad is presenting is this is called the story of Satyakama. Now, here, through the story again, we learn that to start the journey for the spiritual life, particularly the realization of the Brahman, truthfulness is the must. Without the truthfulness, you cannot reach anywhere. One should be completely truthful. And that story goes in this way that Satyakama ha Jabalo, Jabalam Mataram Amantraya Brahmacharjam Bhavati Bibatsyami Kim Gotranuashmiti. He is addressing the mother, Amantrayantre. Amantrayantre, addressing the mother, and he said, "Mother, I like to go to a teacher to learn the Upanishads, to learn the Veda. But I have to disclose my Gotra. What is my Gotra?" Then his mother said, See, I do not know. He was going to the Gautama. The Gautama naturally will ask, "What is your Gotra?" All the Hindus, they know this Gotra. What is this Gotra actually? A Gotra, it means that in the tradition, in the Agni Puran it is there, the Hindu tradition prohibits to marry from the same Gotra. They should marry other Gotras. What is this Gotra? A Gotra, it may be the son or the disciple of a teacher, of a guru. These are all Gotra. Now, we, those who have taken the initiation from the Ramakrishna mission, we belong to Ramakrishna Gotra. Gotra means the tradition. Those who have taken the initiation or the teaching from some other, that is their Gotra. In olden days, there were 7 rishis, the great teachers. We can say 7 schools were there. So then Kashyap Gotra, there are many people who will be telling the Kashyap Gotra. What is the Kashyap Gotra? The Kashyap was the teacher. And someone, he went to learn from him. And there were some traditions were there. He learned those traditions, came back, introduced that in his own family. Everyone in those family till today, they're all following the same thing. So that is called Kashyap Gotra. Some of the mantras, some of the practices. So that's speciality. Now, same Brahman they used to learn, same type of teaching, but every teacher has a speciality. Nowadays, we call the university. And when they say, "Oh, you are from that university, I too from that." So they are friends. Immediately they become their friends like that. So I am from that IIT. I am from that university. They will be talking like that. Gotra. So belong to one type of tradition. So this is the Gotra, Atri Gotra, Vashishta Gotra, Vishamitra Gotra, Gautama Gotra, Jamadagni, and Bharadwaj. Most of the time we hear the Bharadwaj Gotra, Kashyap Gotra, and Vashishta Vishamitra are less, but still there are Gotras are there. So Gotra means a school under a teacher, and that tradition they will learn. Now, if a student is coming to get admission in a school, they will ask, what are your tradition, what you have learned, from whom you have learned. You know that if you go to the Gharana, they say, Gharana, those who are learning music, they will say Gharana. And whenever they will mention, I belong to this Gharana, they will touch their ear. So, with a great humbleness, I belong to this Gharana, I belong to that Gharana. Gharana means tradition. They are learning the music only. Everyone is learning music, but there is a speciality. They will sometimes, the komal and hard, these tunes are there. So one teacher, he uses mainly this way. So that is called the Gharana. That is a very interesting. Every school of the Gharana, this has a speciality. Now, suppose you have learned that your family, your father, your mother, your brother, sister, they have learned that one music from one teacher. You like to go to another teacher, he will ask, what is your Gharana? What do you know? What you have already learned? So that is called the Gotra. Now the Gotra has become almost like a family thing, and that is that sometimes it becomes difficult, but it is nothing like that. It is the tradition and the teaching. Now this boy, he wanted to go to one Gautama Muni was there, and he said, I will go and learn from him, and I have to disclose what is my tradition. Tradition means what father? The father must have gone to a teacher, and what is that teacher? What is their teaching? The mother said, look, my son, when I conceived you, I was very young. And after that, your father passed away. So I didn't get the opportunity to learn from your father or to ask your father from which school he has learned and from which school he has passed. So obviously, I do not know. Immediately after that, I was a very young lady and a son without a husband. So I had to join for the work to earn some money to support you. So obviously, I didn't get the opportunity to know about it, to inquire about it. So I do not know. But no, don't worry. You better go to your teacher and say, I am the son of Jabala. Jabala is the name of the mother. And whatever you have learned, I taught you. So that is your Gotra. That is your tradition. See the confidence. I also taught you many good things. Then you go and tell. And those who are nowadays having that women power, they should know it. The Jabala, that was the first time, without any hesitation, she told, why you have to go and tell about your father? Go and tell about your mother. Tell the mother has taught me all this. And then your teacher will appreciate it, and he must appreciate it. With a great confidence, he said that. She said that. And that boy went, Satyakama, he went to the teacher, and teacher asked, hey, what is your Gotra? And she said, Jabala is my mother, and I am Satyakam. That is our tradition, Jabala Satyakama. So he added the name of the mother before his name, Jabala Satyakama. I am Satyakama, my mother is this. That is, Sainam Uvachahana Aham Veda Tata Yatra Gotra Tvam Asi. He said, oh dear son, I do not know what lineage you belong to, the mother said. So then Jabala Satyakama went to that guru And he said, Honorable sir, I like to be a student. Naturally, he asked, what is your? And he said, Jabala Satyakam. The other students, they started laughing. Hey, that cannot be. You must have a teacher that usually they come to the schools, and there's a Gautama's school is a very famous school. Gautama Muni was very famous. Now also, some of the very good schools means you have to be a very good student and you should have this type of qualities and all that. Then I have heard they take the parents' interview before the student, so that whether you will be able to support and all that. So like that, the other students, they were laughing. Your mother, how mother can teach? You should go to a guru, you should spend time with the guru. And that was the social tradition. At the age of 6, one should go to guru, and after 16, then he will come out. Then he will take the decision what he will become. So that was the guru griha bhasa, living with the guru. And whoever he may be a king's son or very ordinary, everyone should go to a guru. And there were famous gurus were there, like the Angirasa, Lord Krishna, and his brother Balarama. They all went to Angirasa. So these are the all tradition. When he said that, everyone started laughing, but the Gautama said, no, no. Hearing these words of the Satyakama, teacher became very, very happy. Satyakama, your truthfulness proves that you belong to the very high tradition of the Brahmana. The Brahmins, they will never tell lies. So nowadays, Brahmin means only in the subtitle. They are that much. But the Brahmin means those who are truthful. He will never ever tell lies. So since you without hesitation said this, that means you must be a Brahmin. I will teach you. So he became very happy. He was admitted. And according to the tradition, he was initiated. In our Ramakrishna Mission tradition also, when the new batch of students come, we also invite them, and one day we perform that they should sit, they should utter some mantras under the guidance of a teacher, and that way they will be welcomed in the school tradition. And they will be slowly learning. Then the Ramakrishna Mission students, they have a tradition. They know the early morning you have to get up and you have to go like this, and they have to chant the mantra, and you have to learn the arati. Even in the tribal belts, there also. So one of our ex-student from the Purulia, he is here. He is now the bright scholar, no? A full bright scholar. He is here doing the research. But these students, they have a tradition. He is here and he is connected with some of the friends who are also ex-students of the Ramakrishna Mission, Purulia. That is called the Gotra. So the Gotra means these connections are there, the traditions are there. They like to, there's in the evening time, Khandana Vandana, it goes into the system. So they like to sing. So these are the tradition. The Gautama also invited him to his school and initiated him. What is the initiation? The system is that you have to bring the fagots and offer it to the teacher. In those days, the fire was very, very important. There should be fire. In every room, there was a fire. And it is making the room warm also. At the same time, you are offering your the oblations, maybe cooking also, everything, the fire. So he gave him the fire and asked him to bring the fagots. He brought it. And after some days, he said, Somya, after the ceremony, he shot it out at a few days. He shot it out 400 lean and weak cows and asked the Satyakama, Somya, ima unusambraja iti. Take these 400 cows and take them for grazing. So that was the time system. It's not that all the time, oh, it's so wonderful living under a tree and nothing like that. This was very hard. And he told him, these 400 cows, you take them. They're all very weak. Now, you have to take them to a place where there will be good grasses so that they become strong, and then bring them back. Somya, oh dear one, Ima Unusambraja. And you go along with the cows. Cows will go. You have to go along with the cows and you have to look after them. And every day you should count them like that. Take these cows. Then he said to himself, this boy, he never failed. Oh, why should I go? All others are here. They are learning. Now the teacher is asking me to go away with the cows. Well, I will come back when they become 1,000. Asahasrinana avartaya iti. Unless it becomes 1,000, I won't come back. From the 400, it should grow to 1,000. Then only I will come back. So he went over there. And I shall not return Varshaganam Prabhasa. Varshaganam Prabhasa, many years he passed in far away than the Guru Griha or the house of the teacher. Now, one of our monastic members calculated. He said, the cows actually deliver the calf after 9 months, almost like the human being. So 800 days or 9 months, some days. So 9 months after that, they deliver. And 400 cows, there may be 100 bulls and 300 cows. So total 400. So that he calculated in this way. So 1 year, the 400, 300 cows and 100 bull. Second year, it may be 600 cows and 100 bulls, 700. And third year, 900 cows plus 100 bull, 1,000. So that he calculated. It is not in the book, but he calculated and I liked it. So I said, that's correct. 1,000 means how many years? We may imagine maybe 10 years, 15 years. No, 3 years. So he went away, and after 3 years, coming back. Now, here, this long 3 years in the wilderness, without any company, he developed spirituality. Friends, this is the teaching. His Guru understood that he will be able to help himself. Not all can do that. You need the guidance. Sometimes some students are there, constantly you have to guide them. Hey, you should not do this, you should do this, like that. But seeing the Gautama, this Satyakama, the Rishi Gautama understood, no, he will be able to help himself. So he said, it is better you take these cows. When they went inside the forest, all alone, what are the things that you have to do? You have to make your own arrangement, food, staying, and then practicing spirituality through meditation, meditation, and meditation. We can understand that before this, from the mother, this young boy learned how to meditate, how to discriminate, and from the teacher also he must have learned it. So he was utilizing all those knowledge. And what is the spirituality? Very simple. Withdrawing the mind from the external world. That is all. Our problem is our mind. Now, mind goes out to the world, and in the world there are only 5 things: Rupa, Rasa, Shabda, Sparsha, and Gandha. You see and then you hear, you taste, you smell, and you touch. These are the 5 objects that are there, our 5 indriyas going out. And suppose there is nothing, then what? No problem. When we were children, our mind was that way very good. Why? No, this social media and so much of information. It was not there. Before that, at our father's time, that is also much better. Because for the spiritual level, not the worldly level, spiritual level, because their mind was not disturbed. So many different type of informations are coming, news are coming. I cannot do anything But still, the news is entering into my mind and disturbing my mind. I cannot meditate. When I sit for meditation, I am thinking, oh, what will happen if Russia is charging? What Russia will do, what I can do. But still, at the time of my meditation, I am disturbed because of the thought. I cannot do anything, but still I am disturbing my mind. The different type of thoughts are crossing my mind. This boy, he utilized that seclusion. He was all alone. No other students went with him. No, and inside the jungle, there was no one except those animals and birds. And he was surviving over there with the very humble food. And maybe he was making with the leaves, so very humble living. And he was helping himself, but constantly meditating on his own self. And that helped him a lot. That you must be knowing that the two brothers were arrested by the British police in India, and one was Aurobindo Ghosh and his brother Barin Ghosh. And both of them, they were in the prison and in the small cells. Cell means you cannot talk to anyone, you cannot see anyone. Every day, 3 times, they will push the food under the door, and that much. Aurobindo Ghosh, he was slowly losing his mind. He was thinking, what will happen to me? So I can't talk with anyone. We are social beings. Naturally, we need someone to talk, someone to exchange our views, some company. Without that, we cannot survive. But then one day, he previously used to watch the ants, how the ants are working. So by that way, only spending some time. Then suddenly one thought crossed his mind, and he thought, our rishis, they used to go to the seclusion of their own. No one forced them to go. And they used to live just like this, all alone. Somehow to get little food and then all alone. And they used to meditate. Why not utilize this? So he started meditating, and he was a very learned person. So obviously his meditation started, and it seems in his own biography he mentioned Swami Vivekananda appeared over there in the jail and taught him the meditation. And he learned that Rishi Aravinda. So when he came back after the imprisonment, he went as Aurobindo Ghosh, came out as a Rishi Aravinda. How he himself learned the meditation. Meditation is the only way by which we can be completely free from the worldly attachments and can transform ourselves as God. And the God is the source of happiness. So Aurobindo Ghosh came out at Rishi Aravinda, and he was a great philosopher afterwards because of that realization. This Satyakama also, we can imagine, when he went with the cows, spent nearly more than 3 years, and then when he is coming back, then what happened? When one day he was sitting quietly under a tree, suddenly the bull came before him and addressed, Satyakama, Soumya, Sahasram Praptasma, Na Acharya Kulam Prapaya. Very interestingly, the bull came and told him, Hey, Satyakama, we have become 1,000. You promised that when we become 1,000, you will take us back. So now, we are 1,000 today. Now please take us back to our Acharya. Sahasram Prapta Sma, we have become 1,000. Now we, Acharya Kulam Prapaya. Now we should go back to Acharya, the teachers. So then he said, O Soumya, we should go back now. Please take us back. It says in the commentary, the air god, the Vayu Devata, entered into that bull, and through the bull he was teaching him. Then he said, okay, There'll be no problem. If you are 1,000, let us go. Look at it. They are helping each other. Even the animals are also helping the. So this is the way. Swami Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna was going in his own village and in knee deep water. Suddenly he found people are fishing here and there, and he found a fish has come to his very close to his feet and not leaving, constantly is following him. He understood the fish wants to take shelter, and otherwise they will be all the villagers they are catching fish, and very that they will be able to notice this fish. Then he helped him to hide in somewhere under the grasses. So that way, when we go, even the fish, even the birds, even the animals, they also can communicate. Here we find the bull is telling, and not only that, the bull told, the Brahmanachate Padam Brabhanmi iti Soumya. They are addressing him. Soumya means a very lovable one, and they are happy with him. Those who are very good type of people, everyone likes them. So he's saying, I will tell you about Brahman. Now, friends, we will hear in 4 nights, he is getting the instruction from 4 different, very different things about the Brahman. And what is that Brahman? Brahma Drishti. You have to remember, everything is nothing but Brahman. And he said, Bhagavan, Brabhitu me. He became very humble and said, O Honorable Sir, please instruct me. Then the bull told him, the air god actually, the Vayu Devata, in the form of bull, instructed that all these quarters that you see, the east, the west, the north, the south, everything is nothing but Brahman. Everything is nothing but Brahman. So sometimes I was wondering, when I was coming to America, one of our Swamiji told, "Oh, you are going to America? There is no religion. And the spirituality is only here in India." Because he was senior, I didn't say anything. But actually, he was not correct. What is there? Everywhere is nothing but the consciousness. See, here we learn from the Vayu Devata speaking through the mouth of the bull, all these quarters, east, west, north, south, everything is nothing but Brahman. The first teaching, God is everywhere. The consciousness is everywhere. And if you don't realize that, understand that, then it is of no use. And if you think that God is only over here, no, that is wrong thing. God is there, of course, but God is everywhere. And that he learned the first teaching of the Brahma Drishti. Then Satyakam, he was going on, it was the first night. He learned that every place that you see in this world, wherever you go, is nothing but the Brahman. So he learned that, and by that way, he started seeing Brahman everywhere. Then Satyakama went to the Guru Gautama, and then he was wanted to learn the scripture from the Guru. Guru gave him the basic training. What is that basic training? Tattvamasi. You are that. That much. Now it depends on the student. See, I have seen one student who came from a very backward village school. You cannot imagine. And when he passed through that, that school is nothing for all the village, the students. They go over there, somehow they spend some time, a little knowledge about alphabets, nothing. He, from that school, he has come to America. And not only that, he is now in charge of the whole of North America, some company. My God, in that position he has reached over there. How it is possible? Own intellect. School has helped him, basic knowledge. Then from there he went to an IIT, and from there he joined a company, And slowly, now he is almost in charge of that, is in looking after the whole of North America. Can you imagine the intellect of that boy? So similarly, different students, depends on their own intellect. Satyakama, and he himself wanted to learn, so he requested his mother that I should go. We can understand how much interested he was to learn. And what to learn? Brahmagyana. So he was very, very sincere. Shankaracharya, in one of his that treatise, he mentioned, Odhikarinam ashaste phala siddhi visheshata upaya deshakaladya santasmin sahakarina. Adhikari means the student. On him depends everything. If you are really, really sincere, you know it very quickly. And other things like the teacher, the school, and the books, environment, all depends, just to help you. The good environment help you, but it depends on you. I saw one of our brahmachari, when he actually came, the Ramakrishna mission, before becoming a brahmachari, at least 4 times they will take your health the examination, then health test. Then only they will accept. Why? Because if you are already sick, then from the ashrama you have to spend so much of money for you. So they always say you have come to serve, not to be served. So don't expect anything, at least in the beginning. So for past 30, 40 years, you must be hardy and you have to work. So before accepting, you have to go pass through these different examinations. So this is the boy, he was not accepted because some defect was there in his heart. So some doctor told and what to do. He stayed with the ashrama. Not as a brahmachari, accepted brahmachari, but as a brahmachari he was there, and he was honorary worker like that. But he developed spirituality so much. When you used to go over there, then naturally he was in charge of the kitchen. They'll say, can you please serve some tea? He himself used to go because that was not the time for the cooks to do. So he himself used to go and prepare the tea. And I noticed when the water is boiling, he is sitting on a chair waiting for the water to boil. Because so many swamis, nearly 15, 16, there's a lot of water. And he's taking the name of God. Then he is taking down the tea and the sugar and is mixing, but constantly taking the name of God. And sometimes he was just singing, but he will never stop taking name of God. Constantly. He'll never say anything. He'll be standing in one corner and observing that everybody is eating and all. He'll be serving, but he won't talk, going on taking the name of God. Then I asked him, he was junior than me. I asked him, do you take the name of God? He said, Swami, I do not know. He was from South India, the Tamil Nadu. Swami, I do not know when I'm going to die because they said I have a defect in my heart and any time it may collapse. So that's why I never stop taking the name of God. So adhikari namashaste. It depends on the student. And when you are taking the name of God, thinking that any moment I can die, you can imagine the sincerity and the intensity of that. And constantly, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna also said, you must think that any moment you can die. And that will give you the tremendous energy to take the name of God. Satyakama must be like that. So he, in the first night itself, he heard from the bull that don't think that you are away from your guru's place, you have missed the spirituality. No. Everywhere, every corner, wherever you go, is nothing but the same consciousness. So sometimes some people think they will go to a holy place to die. And they go and leave over there. And by chance, one gentleman, he was in Kashi for a long period of time. waiting for the death, but death never came. Then something happened in his house in Calcutta. He wanted to attend that program. Only for 3 days he came from Kashi to Calcutta and passed away. After spending maybe 15, 20 years in Kashi, and only for 3 days he came, second day he passed away. And those, actually it was a marriage ceremony or something like that. He came only to bless them. Now it became a difficulty for them because they did, you have to, all, they were cursing him, why he has come. They're now disturbing all our program. They're like this, the poor man. So this also happened. We do not know where we will die, and no, never care. I know God is with me. God is everywhere. Wherever I am on the lap of God. So if we think in this way, you are always in the holy company of God and you see Brahman. So it's called Brahma Drishti, seeing Brahman everywhere. Then Satyakama is going slowly going back to his guru. The story that Satyakama tells, the now, every time he is moving, the daytime he is moving, with 1,000 cow we can understand. So slowly they are moving. And every time the night is coming, he will tie all the 1,000 cows, because he promised 1,000 cows should reach, each one should not go here and there. So every night he used to count 1,000. Then he will light a fire, and sitting before the fire whole night he used to meditate. One day, that second night, when he was meditating, looking at the fire, from the fire a god came out. And he said, Satyakama, I am very pleased on you. You are really very sincere. I like to teach you about Brahman. He very humbly said, Oh, Honorable Sir, I'll be honored if you please teach me. And what he said, the earth, now first teaching from the cow, every corner that you see, everywhere, nothing but Brahman. Now, specifically, the fire is telling this earth, the sky, the heaven, the ocean, all are Brahman. Everything that you see, nothing but Brahman. Whenever we talk about God, we put our finger to the sky. The God means here. God cannot be here. We never think about the ocean, and under the ocean, God is there. We say God means heaven, and heaven somewhere above. Now hundreds of satellites are there in the sky. They couldn't find where the actually heaven is. But that is not, God is everywhere. That is called Brahma Drishti. So the fire taught him this earth, the sky, the heaven and ocean, all are parts of the Brahman. Everything is Brahman. And after learning that, next day again he moved, and it was the third night. And he lighted the fire again, the same way, and he sat. Then a bird came, and the bird, he came, that's called, that night, it's called Madgu bird. Madgu bird, they say that it has been, in the footnote, it's mentioning a type of bird that they live in the swamps and maybe eating some fishes and all that. They, maybe a crane, that's called Madgu bird. It came near the fire and said, I like to teach you Brahman. Do you like to listen to me? And he said, Honorable Sir, I will be honored. Please teach me. Then that bird is teaching him. This fire, that sun, that moon, and that lightning, whatever you see, giving you the light, is nothing but Brahman. So the fire, the sun, the moon, and the lightning, that means anything that is giving you, enlightening you, giving you the light, is that Brahman. So after that, he was the third night, he heard that then finally, the fourth night, before reaching to that ashrama, a crane came. The crane came and told, I also like to teach you the Brahman. Do you like to hear it? He, with great humbleness, he said, Please teach me the Brahman. He never told, I have already learned about Brahman. You need not to tell. Everything is Brahman. I have learned it. I know, in English, always they say, I know. And if you know, you cannot learn. So that is the reason why every time this type of birds are coming, the fire is coming, the bull is coming. But look at the humbleness. Whoever wants to teach, he is very humble to learn. And he said, yes, please tell me. Then the crane told him, the prana. Look at here. First, every corner. Second, the sky, the heaven. Third, the fire and all, whatever is the giving you the light. And then finally it comes to our own body. The crane told, O Satyakama, this prana means the breathing that we take, inhaling, exhaling, and the air that is within our body, the eye, the ear, the mind, know it as Brahman. When we do the puja, we always keep the finger, those who are learned puja, they put the finger on the eye and they say, may my eye become purified. May my nose become purified, my head become purified, my back become purified, my hand become purified, the fingers become purified. So all they'll be doing, and slowly, slowly making themselves completely purified, then they will worship God. It takes long time to worship God because of this. They call it, first you have to purify yourself. And you will find that if you notice, that they will, with the right leg, they will push on the floor to purify the place also. Then they will place a flower under their seat. That is also purifying the seat. The seat, the place, and the himself, each and everything, nothing but the purification. And after that purification, then he will do the worship. I am going to worship God, but before that, I become myself God. I am going to realize Brahman. Before that, I should know this body and all parts of this is nothing but that Brahman. Why we don't teach it directly? Because that may create problem for the person. He is not ready. She is not ready. That is the reason. The moment it goes into head, I am Brahma, the God, then as because he is not ready with the idea, he will start doing everything in the name of God. In the medieval age, most of the kings everywhere in the world, they started telling that they are actually the representation of the God. We know that. Then some of the kings, it says Sri Panch, Maharaja Dhiraj. The Sri means the honor. It is not one Sri, 5 Sri. We say Sri Ramakrishna, Sri Krishna, but he said, no, I am 5. The Sri, it takes time. So Sri Panch, the 5 Sri. Then he is the Maharaj. This is egoistic. And one should not do like that. That's why the Vedanta, the ultimate knowledge of Vedanta, is not given to the ordinary people when they are not ready. They may misuse it, misunderstand it. And that is the reason it is given only to those who are humble, who are sincere to understand. So it says that Brahma Drishti. Then finally the crane said, you are Brahman, your prana, all these breathings that you are taking, that is also Brahman. The eye that you are using to see, Brahman. The ear is Brahman. Your mind is Brahman. After that, this Brahma Drishti Shiksha, he came back finally and with 1,000 healthy cows. Seeing that, the teacher was very happy, the Gautama. He understood that my decision was correct. Instead of keeping the boy over here, I had given him to grow. He has been successful. And his success externally, he gave from 400 to 1,000 cows. And now, at the same time, internally, he has become Brahmavid. So seeing him, the teacher told, Brahmavid eva vai saumya bhasi. You look like the Brahmavid. And he's very happy. Who was your teacher? Then he said, they were not human beings. Said they were not human beings. The one was the bull, one was the fire, and two birds. The four of them in 4 different nights, they taught me the Brahma Jnana, seeing Brahman everywhere. The Gautama became very happy. The commentator of the book said, maybe Gautama was feeling jealous that instead of me, somebody else has taught him. No, it is not. So maybe for that, he said they were not human beings. And there's a commentator's comment, so it is nothing like that. A Brahmavid will never feel jealousy. A man of religion will never feel jealousy. And if the jealousy is still there, that means he has not made any progress in spirituality. That one should be very, very clear about it. Any jealousy means what? I want appreciation better than him, more than him. I have a desire to get something from this worldly life. That means I have not progressed in the spiritual life. Spiritual life will need nothing except God. That's why when Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna came to know about a person who was a very good scholar and the cook, that he was cook sahib, that means from the Europe someone went, and he used to give the talk, lecture. Sri Ramakrishna was very happy meeting him. Never jealous, wanted to know, wanted to see how much he knows. And after that, it's okay. Because if you have already realized the Brahman, then there is no problem. Why should we? So I'm very satisfied. So Brahmagyanis or the man of religion will never be jealous. So this is but anyway, here, this our teacher Gautama, he was very happy seeing him and told him that I can see you have realized Brahman. How could he? That there are some signs of the Brahmajnana. It says the clarity of thought. There will be no ambiguity. Clear clarity of thought. I will give again the example from the life of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. When he was almost in the deathbed, after a few days he will pass away, and that tremendous pain in his body, Narendra, his beloved disciple, he was sitting little far away and then he was watching Sri Ramakrishna, and you know that he was a person all the time he will be judging. At that time he was judging, oh, this Sri Ramakrishna, my guru, but he said that he is God, he is divine. At this moment, if he can say, because it is the excruciating pain, he is going to die. At this moment, if he can say, then I will accept. He never uttered, he was thinking, sitting at a little distance. Immediately, the reply of the Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, O Naren, he who was Rama, he who was Krishna, now in this body as Ramakrishna. Then the last sentence he said, not from the viewpoint of your Advaita Vedanta. Even at that time, he mentioned this. Why? In Advaita Vedanta, there is no avatar. They don't accept the God. They accept only the truth. And then that's why he mentioned, he who was Rama, he who was Krishna, from the point of view of duality. The God and the devotee duality. Now Ramakrishna, but not from the view of your Advaita Vedanta. So clarity of thought. When someone is mentioning something, immediately he will rectify. Sri Ramakrishna, he never studied the scripture, but he knew the scripture from his own realization. So he used to clarify, no, this should be this, not this. When Narendra again came and told, Lord Buddha mentioned there is no God, then Sri Ramakrishna immediately corrected him. No, he never said that there is no God. He didn't mention it. Why? To whom he will talk about God? Who will understand God? That's why he said, some basic thing you must practice. tell the truth, don't harm others. This type of moralities he taught. Without the moral things, and you are just sitting with a glass of wine, oh, there is no God. Who cares your statement? You do not know anything. If you have not practiced anything, you have no right to comment on that. So obviously, some people will be chit-chatting and commenting on God, commenting on these, that. Have you ever practiced? If you have not practiced, you cannot say that. You are not supposed to. So, to whom I will talk about the God at the time of Lord Buddha, that was the condition. So he never mentioned about God, but he said, see, this world will give you suffering. Don't expect the joy from this world. Whatever you try to get, you will get, but sometime a little bit of happiness, but after that, again suffering. Dukkham, dukkham, sarvam dukkham. So he first said. Second, he said that 8 steps you follow. First, thought should be clear. I am not going to harm anyone. Your profession should be good. So by that way, you are not harming others. By selling the narcotics, you earn a lot of money, but you are harming so many people. You should not do that. So like that only. So your profession should be perfect. By that, you are not hurting others. So 8 steps. After that, so many varieties of philosophy on Buddhism. And they themselves are thoroughly confused what actually Buddha said. Buddha himself will say, did I say all this? So he's very simple. He said 8 steps only and the high moral values. So Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, no. Buddha never said no, that there is no God. He only said, he didn't express it. He only said, follow these so that you will get yourself ready to realize God. And what is that God? So the clarity of thought is very clear and free from anxiety. No anxiety at all in his life. Again, from the life of Sri Ramakrishna, he was living in the Dakshineshwar with great honor. And the Jamindar, Mathur Babu, and the queen, that they were respecting him. Now they passed away. Next generation came, Mathur Babu's son, Trailokyanath. Trilokanath, by mistake, he said, go and ask that Brahmana to go away from here, not mentioning Sri Ramakrishna, a Brahmana. So the guard, the person, he misunderstood. He thought, as he was sitting in the opposite building, so he pointed the finger. So he thought Sri Ramakrishna's room, he is pointing. So he came to Sri Ramakrishna's room and told, now the present Jamindar, the landlord, he is asking you to leave from here. Sri Ramakrishna asked 3 times, did he mention about me? Did he mention about me? Do you think that he is asking me to go away? But this fellow, he said, yes, 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 you have to go. And Sri Ramakrishna immediately, without taking anything, started leaving the room. He lived over there, and all the respect of that place because of him. There are so many Kali mandirs are there in West Bengal. Everywhere, mostly they are Kali pujaris. So, but why Dakshineshwar is so important? Because of that. And when he heard that the Mathur Babu's son asked me to leave, without any anxiety, immediately, where he is going, he never knew. But no problem. He never went to clarify, hey, why you are asking me to leave? Your father allowed me to stay here. And what, you have to show me the cause? Nothing like that. He just started. Seeing him going away, then from he saw hey, why he is going away? I told him, oh my God, it is not he. Another Brahmin, I indicated. Please go and tell him it is sorry to come back. Immediately that man went and said, oh, yeah, mistaken. It is not you. It is not, I told you that it is not me. He turned back, again came back. No problem for him. No anxiety. So Brahmagyani means clarity of thought, free from anxiety, always cheerful, always happy. And finally, very, very contented. Friends, we always make the mistake. We think somebody is blessing, putting the hand on the head, immediately all the problems are solved, these, that. Miracles we believe. It's not miracle. It is the development of the spirituality means contentment. I don't want anything from this world. Whether you are praising me, no problem. Criticizing me, no problem. Like that, so much contented. Look at Swami Vivekananda, who was all alone in this America. And he was going on introducing a new India. And from the India, some people were criticizing him, constantly writing letters against him. And to write a letter means that was expensive, but still, they were so genuine. To criticize Swami Vivekananda, they used to write letters. And what was his reaction? When some of the American friends told him, Swami, why don't you reply to them? He said, oh no, I don't bother. But did you notice? I am such a personality, either you have to praise me or you have to criticize me, but you cannot ignore me. He was very happy. That is Vivekananda. Very contented. You should criticize me, at least you are giving importance to me, or praise me, but you cannot ignore me. He was very contented. So that is called Brahma Jnani, the clarity of thought, free from anxiety, always cheerful, and very, very contented. Friends, we've learned this from the story of Satyakama. Through another story that Upanishads will teach us, another way, the same Brahma Jnana. So what we learn today, Brahma Drishti. Brahma Drishti. Drishti means seeing. The seeing God in everything. Seeing the consciousness in everything. Thank you very much. Is there any question?